y is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c transformed into y is equal to a times quantity x minus h squared plus k, wherein hk here is the vertex and a must not be equal to 0. So in some other references, this function is called a standard form of quadratic function, and this one is a vertex form of quadratic function. Okay, so how do we transform a standard form into vertex form? So completing the square plays an important role on this process, so we need this formula. Okay, so y is equal to x squared minus 6x plus 5. Since it is in standard form, how are we going to transform this in vertex form? The first step is we will isolate the third term or the constant. Okay, and we will leave a space here because we will find a third term for this expression to make it a perfect square. So in this case, our b here is negative 6, and we will replace b here, negative 6 over 2 is negative 3. Negative 3 squared is positive 9. So we will add 9 here to make it a perfect square trinomials. Then, so of course, since we add positive 9, the value will be affected. So we will neutralize it by subtracting the same number. Anyway, positive 9 minus 9 is 0. It will still go back to its original form. The value has not changed. Okay, this is different from the addition property of equality, wherein if we add 9 here, we will also add 9 to the other side of the equal sign. But since we are doing this in only on one side of the equal sign, so if we will add 9, we will subtract the same number. We will subtract 9. Okay, so simplify x squared minus 6x plus 9, then 5 minus 9 is negative 4. Then finally, we will factor x squared minus 6x plus 9, or we will transform this into exponential form, and that would be quantity x minus 3 squared. Okay, so write down minus 4, write down y and equals. And this will be the vertex form of this standard form. Okay, for our given number 2, so y is equal to negative x squared minus 4x plus 5. So isolate 5 and leave a space here. But since the a or the numerical coefficient of our x squared is negative 1, so we will take it away. Then if we're going to take away the negative 1 here, so what will be left in the inside? It must be x squared plus 4x, because negative x squared divided by negative 1 is positive x squared. Negative 4x divided by negative 1 is positive 4x. Anyway, if you're going to reverse it, if you are going to multiply this by distributive, negative 1 times x squared, negative x squared. Negative 1 times 4x, it's negative 4x. It will still go back to its original form. Then write down plus 5. Okay. Let us now find the third term to make this a perfect square trinomial. So our b here is positive 4. So positive 4 divided by 2, that is positive 2. Then positive 2 squared is positive 4. So since we add positive 4 here, we will also add negative 4 on the other term, because we have two terms here. Okay, but notice that this positive 4 is not just a positive 4, but it is being multiplied to negative 1. So it means that the real value of this positive 4 is actually negative 4. So to make it even, so we add positive 4 here, with which will be multiplied to negative 1. So we will also multiply this negative 4 by the same number here. Okay, so then let us now simplify. So negative 1, x squared plus 4x plus 4. Then write down 5. Negative 4 times negative 1 is positive 4. Then let us now simplify further. Write down negative 1, since for our final answer, we don't need to write 1. So we can now factor x squared plus 4x plus 4, and we can transform this into quantity x plus 2 squared. Then write down plus 5 plus 4 is 9. And this will be our vertex form. Lastly, y is equal to 5x squared plus 10x plus 1. So same process, 5x squared plus 10x, isolate plus 1. Then we want x squared to have a numerical coefficient of 1. So we can eliminate this 5 by dividing 5. So 5x squared divided by 5, that is x squared. 10x divided by 5, that is 2x. If you're going to check if it is correct, you can distribute it and it will go back to the same value with this one. Then write down plus 1. Then we are now on the process of finding the third term to make this a perfect square trinomial. So in this case, our b is positive 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. Then 1 times 1 is positive 1. So we add 1 here. We will subtract 1 on the other side. But this 1 is being multiplied to 5. So we will also multiply 5 here to make it even. Now, write down 5x squared plus 2x plus 1. Then write down 1. And 1 times 5, negative 1 times 5 is negative 5. Then finally, write down 5x squared plus 2x plus 1. Its exponential form is quantity x plus 1 squared. Then 1 minus 5 is negative 4. And this will be our vertex form for this given.